Hi everyone, my name is Cassie and welcome to my channel, Bookish 4 Eyes. I just picked up some books from the library. I don't normally request physical books just because they tend to come in all at once, and this is exactly what happened this time. I got like 5 books all at once, so hopefully I can read them quickly and then I won't have to bring them back before even getting through them all. So here are some books. Some of them are pretty recent, so that's pretty exciting, so let's get right to it. The very first book is called The Immortal List, and I've seen this book around quite a bit and I'm worried that it's a bit overhyped. It's hard to tell at this point, but it sounds like a pretty interesting read. I've seen mixed reviews, so I don't know if it's going to be a good read or a bad read, but just from the synopsis, it takes place in New York City in 1969, and there's like a fortune teller coming into the city to predict people's lives, and I think there's 4 siblings. There's a few siblings and they all get their fortunes told, and their lives are gonna turn out like completely different from one another. And I guess this book kind of looks at your destiny and whether like you make your own choices or whether it's all kind of written already in stone, so you don't get the say in it. So that would be an interesting, I think, concept to explore in this book. I hope it's a good read because it sounds like it's a really interesting story, but we'll see. The next book you've probably seen around BookTube. It seems to be a pretty popular recent release, Red Clocks. This is being compared to The Handmaid's Tale. Whenever I hear comparisons to like really famous or really well-known books, I kind of have my doubts about that, but with this one, it seems like it could be pretty good. This basically takes place in a time when abortion is illegal. In vitro fertilization is also illegal, and basically fetuses kind of are considered people. And this book looks at 5 different women in a little town in Oregon and how they're dealing with that whole situation. All of them have different stories and their lives are all different, but this book is just kind of taking a look at all kinds of women's experiences and sees where that will go. It has all the right ingredients of a book that I would really enjoy, so I'm looking forward to picking up this one, and I've seen and heard great things, so I have the highest of hopes. This next book I haven't heard too much about, but just the synopsis itself just sounds very interesting, so I figured I would give it a go. This is called Stay With Me, and this is about a couple who get married, and I guess the husband's able to take on multiple wives, but they agree as a couple that they don't think that polygamy is something that they would be interested in. However, the wife is unable to get pregnant, and as time goes on, that becomes a problem, and eventually one day she's surprised with the appearance of the second wife, and it's not something that she was expecting, so it's a great shock, and she's trying hard to get pregnant and to make this other woman go away. I think that's just like a kind of a scary concept, but I'm interested to see how the author explores and where it goes and kind of what does the wife do. I don't know, it just sounds fascinating to me, so I'm gonna give it a try. If you read this book, please let me know what you thought. This next book, I'm not entirely sure what's kind of happening there, but I've heard someone recommend it, so I'm willing to give it a go. Gather the Daughters. This is like a mix of Never Let Me Go and The Giver, which I've never read either one of those books. The synopsis is there's 10 men who discover an island and they kind of start a colony on there. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how to give you a synopsis of this, but basically it's just like a constructed society, and these 10 men kind of decide what to do and make all the rules and like don't give people all of the knowledge. Like, what could possibly go wrong? And then things just kind of get a little bit out of control. So I don't know. I haven't read too many books recently where it was kind of really out there with like weird societies and weird things like that, so I think this would be a nice mix. And I feel like there's a pattern with the books that I'm picking this month of kind of a weird, sort of futuristic and kind of fictional society. That's like a common link, so that should be interesting for reading this month. And finally, the last book is Her Body and Other Parties, and this is a collection of short stories of kind of creepy, dark little stories, and I think that's like the perfect collection of short stories for me. I love nothing more than a collection of dark, creepy, kind of gruesome, really just twisted short stories. That's just, I absolutely love that. So this sounds like the perfect mixture of things that I completely enjoy. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. So that's it for my library book haul. Please let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, and also please let me know if any of these books are on your TBR and you're looking forward to reading them sometime soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.